So let's get back to Donald Trump seemingly having some type of nervous breakdown on the national stage. We know that his own campaign people were begging him to stop criticizing the parents of a fallen soldier. He, in Daytona Beach, decided that he was going to recap all of, or not all, but some of his most offensive moments and try and relitigate it. In Asheville, Virginia, I should say, he bragged about how easy it was to get a Purple Heart medal without really any clear. And now he's saying, literally, as reports were coming out that we have, there's a travel warning for pregnant women to go to Florida because of the Zika virus. He says not only that Rick Scott has Zika covered, he doesn't seem to be aware that there is a bill in Congress involving this. Listen to this. This is how clueless he is.
Office today, how would you be fighting Zika?
Well, first of all, you have a great governor who's doing a fantastic job, Rick Scott, on the Zika, and it's a problem. It's a big problem. But I watch and I see what they're doing with the spraying and everything else, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. And he's letting everyone know exactly what the problem is and how to get rid of it. He's going to have it under control. He probably already does.
Do you think then that a congressional a special session, an emergency session, isn't needed to review that bipartisan bill from several months back?
I would say that it's up to Rick Scott. It depends on what he's looking to do, because he really seems to have it under control in Florida.
Can we play that last part back again, please? Okay, because Rick Scott, let me just give Donald Trump, because I find it hard to believe there's anybody watching this who seems to know less about government than what Donald Trump just expressed. Rick Scott is a governor of one of the states in the country that is known as the United States of America. We have a state government where the executive is the governor. And then we have a federal government that has three branches, the judicial, the executive, and the legislative. And the legislative, that's Congress. So let's go back over this. This is why his answer is completely nonsensical, because it's not up to Rick Scott what the Congress does of the federal government.
Do you think then that a congressional a special session, an emergency session, isn't needed to review that bipartisan bill from several months back?
I would say that it's up to Rick Scott. It depends on what he's looking to do, because he really seems to have it under control in Florida.
And Donald Trump really seems to not have even this stuff under control. I mean, this is what happens. He's now in the deep end of the pool, where he's being asked the most basic, superficial policy questions. Do you think that bill in Congress should pass? And he literally answered, let me show you my poo.
Sam, Rick Scott is literally, he's on the verge of solving AIDS. We are right on the edge of the research. Rick Scott is in the laboratory. He's a great governor. He's doing it all. He's a governor. And look, it's a very good question. You said Zika? What?
Okay. Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally